Welcome back to another show of Incompetent Sports Talk. I am Mike Roselli, and sitting right next to me is Nick Kurzinski. This is one of our last episodes of the semester, ladies and gentlemen.
However, it is our 98th episode on Thursdays.
On Thursdays,
and we will be getting to our 100th this year.
Mm-hmm. We're almost done. And Nick, how was your Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo was very well. I celebrated with my teachers.
You study hard or what?
I tried to study hard, but the American Idol's on, so I watched that a little bit.
Yeah, I think I saw you outside running naked down the street. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
it was like Will Ferrell style.
At about 5 o'clock?
It was Will Ferrell style. It was unbelievable. Nick was running it. He was like, we're going streaking right outside of Sam's Pizza. And I gotta say, man, I was impressed.
If you live by the villas, I definitely gave you a good moonshot.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Bulls. Let's talk about the Bulls.
What
about the Bulls? How do you grade their season? How do you grade the 2008-2009 Chicago Bulls? Did they exceed your expectations or not? And stop looking at the stats. Let's not look at the salaries. Let's talk about what happened.
When we look at the 2008-2009 Bulls, I think they really made themselves a transition when they got Brad Miller and John Salmons. But when you look at the grade for the 08-09 season, I'm going to give the Bulls a C.
A C?
I'm going to say C, C plus range. I mean, they're passing, but they're not fully passing. I think just because you got to look at the season as a whole, and I think in the beginning of the year, they really had their struggles. You know, they did not come out as a strong team, although they did have a good West Coast trip in the beginning. It was an average, but you know what? I mean, they made the playoffs, and you know what? After the trade, it's a whole different season for me.
After the trade, I think it was all different.
But, I mean, it's different, though. You got to have the entire season.
It's interesting. I thought the Bulls, like, really, they surprised me at the end. I thought after that trade, I was a little skeptical. I didn't want to get rid of Nocioni. I was a little skeptical about that. I liked the contract we gave him. I thought he played hard, and he did well for us. But bring in Brad Miller and bring in John Salmons, the way those two played in that series, it was a big reason why we went to 7 games. Brad Miller, he dropped the threes. I think he went 4 for 5 in threes in the series. And Salmons, I mean, he was unbelievable. He was sweet. I don't have to look at any stats to know that these guys are welcome additions to this Bulls team. I think this year and next year, I think they're going to be welcome additions. I think the Bulls are going to finish very high in the Eastern Conference and attract some free agents in the 2010 offseason.
They better attract some seasons. So we're talking about 2010 offseason, but what about the 2009 offseason? What do you expect for this team?
Oh, God, what do I think the Bulls are going to do? They can go many different routes. I mean, they can really – Tyrese Thomas's trade value is at an all-time peak right now. Him and Kirk Hinrich, who's signed to a terrible contract. I don't care how you look at it.
Great contract.
It's not. No, he's getting – it declines, but he's still overpaid. Let's face it. He's making $10 million a year this year. He doesn't deserve that, especially for being injured. But I really do think that the Bulls have optimal trade value for these guys. But if you want to take a chance and wait for the free agency period in 2010, go for it. I think there's going to be a lockout, but that's a whole different story. But if that doesn't happen, the Bulls can really make a play at one of these guys with the strong team, the strong core that they have, and Derrick Rose leading the way for the next 10 to 15 years at 20 years old right now.
You know what?
I don't know.
The Bulls have a situation here with Ben Gordon, who I would love to re-sign because he's a money baller. I mean, this kid's good, but with Lou Alday's contract, you can't keep him. So hopefully they got 2 first-round picks, maybe package it off and get a solid Bosch or Stoudemire, but at the same time, you got to do something here. I mean,
costs a lot.
You get 2 first-round picks. I mean, whatever.
It costs a lot. I mean, it's going to be tough no matter what they do. I mean, do you wait on this team or do you make a move now? I mean, it's a tough decision.
You want to talk about 2010 right now because this.
Yeah, forget the script.
2010, we got LeBron James.
Let's talk about LeBron James.
Where's LeBron going? Because I mean, this kid just
won
MVP.
Such a story right there.
He just won the MVP. Where is he going to be?
God, where's LeBron James going to be? I think he's going to be in New York. To be honest, I really do. I think he's going to end up in New York. The pressure's going to get to him eventually. Cleveland, as much as I love that city and everything, they can't handle that guy's ego and that guy's potential for fame. As much as I dislike New York and love Chicago, I think New York is really just the place and the scene for him. I think he was just born to be there. He's a New York fan. You see him wearing those, New York Yankees hats all the time. He is ready for the big time. He's going to get bigger endorsements, bigger money, bigger attention, bigger fame in New York. I mean, it stinks, but it's going to happen eventually, I think. Especially if he wins a title, I think, in Cleveland. I mean, you can make the argument either way. If he doesn't win the title in Cleveland or if he does, if he's gonna end up in New York. But I mean, I think he's going to end up there regardless if they win the title this year or not.
See, I'm going to stick and say that he stays at Cleveland. I strongly think LeBron James is made for the Cleveland situation. I know he's not
from Ohio.
He's not going to get the big endorsement contracts as much as he could, but his name is LeBron James. He's got a great team around him. You know what? Just stick it out in Cleveland. You got Gibson, Verjao, Big Z, You got the players around you that are going to bring you a championship.
And they say right now the chemistry for that team right now is better than any. The commentators say this is better than any team that's ever seen.
Look at it. They never are serious in the locker room. They're never serious on the court.
No.
I mean, it's a great chemistry right now. Is it serious enough to win a championship? That's another situation.
Really
I like Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, personally.
You think they're going to win it this year? You think they're going to pull it off? Even with that first game loss against
Screw the Rockets. Screw them. You know, the CBS 2 reporter Josh Middleman is all about the Rockets.
He's from Houston.
He's from Houston, but I mean, Josh, I know you're a big avid watcher of the show. Screw the Rockets.
I don't know, man.
Artest is not going to bring you a championship. You know,
he's a thug, but he plays well.
Look at the Lakers. I mean, you got Odom, you got Kobe, and you got who else? You got Gasol.
Gasol, you're stacked. You got Farmer when he plays well.
Like their 8th guy in the team.
Well, but he's still a solid player.
This team is good.
They're stacked, obviously. Obviously, they're stacked, but I don't know. I think personally, Houston played them really well in that first game, and they showed if they D up. No, they got the defense.
Screw Houston.
No, it's really Shane Battier. And obviously Ron Artest and Yao. I mean, they provide problems for the Lakers offense, as you saw in the first game. I mean, obviously the Lakers can shoot well, and I know they're going to shoot well in a few games this series. It's going to be. I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk by any means for Houston. No, not at all. I think the Lakers are still going to win the series personally, but still, they're going to provide problems. Ron Artest can D up. Shane Battier, that's how he earns a living. And then you got Yao Ming, who's 7'6", so he's gonna alter shots. It's going to happen. It is. It's going to happen.
He's not there. Dikembe's not there.
Dikembe's not there anymore?
I mean, no Dikembe, no time.
That's going to be the difference?
I mean, look, the Rockets are a great team. They're going to probably go into 6 games in here, but you take game one at the Lakers, you're not going to win a lot more after that. I mean, they're going to be on a mission right now.
They're going to come out fired. So, Kobe, I mean, he's unstoppable. You saw what happened. I mean, they went to him at the end there, and he's
Kobe got double-teamed the entire game. You're not going to get any.
Someone else has to step up. And when a player like that, you need to be someone's
Trevor Ariza, baby.
Just like Jordan needed Pippen, you need somebody. You need somebody there to hit the open shot, somebody to make the play when they're double and triple teaming you.
Mike, why are we even talking
about
the Lakers?
Somebody steps up on that. Why are we
talking about the Lakers right now when we could easily be talking about my Chicago White Sox?
Oh, what? What?
Let's talk, okay, Mike, I'll make a deal with you. Let's talk about the White Sox for a few minutes, and we'll talk about the Cubs afterwards.
No.
Because, listen.
Because the Sox don't deserve our attention right now.
I go to class.
The majority of people out there want to hear about the Cubs.
Michael, can I please talk?
Go ahead.
I go to class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and this kid, he does KRUI. His name is Dave Johnson. This kid comes in and talks trash to me, saying I don't know what I'm talking about with the White Sox. Mike McBride, the guy that puts the show in the air, sends me an email saying don't do White Sox anymore. Well, Mike McBride, we're beating the system over here. We're going to talk about the White Sox a little bit.
You can talk about, all right, whatever you say about the White Sox, I will come over the top with something better about the Cubs because the Cubs are that much better.
I don't mind talking about the Cubs.
They're just at a different level than the White Sox.
blowing it and Soto blowing it, but let's talk about the White Sox right now because White Sox are in a situation where we need a 5th starter, and according to ESPN and Fox Sports, we might have one. Pedro Martinez and Kenny Williams have been talking. It's between
Kenny's always on the phone.
Hey, Kenny
always on the phone.
I mean, Kenny, if he could pull Pedro off, because Jose Contreras is just blowing it this year for the White Sox. We need a 5th starter. We need a center fielder. We need a leadoff man. Mike, what do you have your comments on the White Sox?
The White Sox, personally, I despise that team so much. I don't care what they do.
Come on, Mike.
I don't care who's their 5th starter. It's not going to matter. The way Zach Greinke's pitching right now for Kansas City, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Kansas City's going to beat out the White Sox this year, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Tigers are going to beat them out this year. And I think even the Twins are going to beat them. I think that they're going to finish 4th in their division this year.
I think the Cubs are going to finish 4th. The way
they're playing, I don't know.
Runs into fences and the way that Pujols is on a tear. Just give that guy the MVP right now.
Pujols, yeah, give him the MVP. Fine, that's fine. They give the best player, but the Cubs are the best team. Their injuries have plagued the first month of their season, and the Cubs are still right there. They're 2.5 games back on the Cardinals as we speak right now. I mean, the Cubs seriously have the talent to get it done. We know they're going to get it done. The White Sox, you don't know that. You don't know that. They rely on their power. You can't run it. Well, okay. All right. You want to bring that one up? Go ahead. The injuries of the Cubs.